What's up, y'all? I know this is new. Y'all not used to seeing us in the physical. You're used to hearing us. This is Shan, and that's Dungeon, and this is the Real Relationship Rapport. And we have a special guest. We're going to introduce him, and the topic tonight is interview with a narcissist, okay? This is Dungeon's topic. We're going to pick his brain. We're going to see why he's our special guest. But Real Relationship Rapport, the goal is always solutions in relationship and understanding people, not problems. So we're gonna pick his brain and see what's going on. Don't forget to follow us, hashtag RRR. But we in here. Happy Friday. What's up? What's up?
Ladies, I'm doing this for y'all. A lot of y'all date a dude like this, and a lot of y'all are being manipulated by a dude like this, and a lot of y'all are having your lives ruined by a dude like this. Now, this is a friend of mine, so don't think that I'm insulting him. I say these things to his face. And if you know me, that's how I am. But tonight we're going to ask him some very valuable and real questions so you can actually pick his brain and figure out why these narcissists act the way they do and what are the pros and cons of dating them. So we have a friend of the show, Faisal, over here. Please state your full name for the government, just in case ICE is after you.
Faisal Arwan.
There you go. Okay. So, like I said, we are colleagues. We got to know each other over this last few months. He's a good guy, but he's out here in these streets dating, and I feel like this is what a lot of you women have been complaining about. So I want him to answer some questions as to why narcissistic men do what they do and the pros and cons of dating them. So you can make your own decision as to what you want to do from now on, even though we all know most of you is going to continue to do the same shit you've been doing. So.
Wait. Well, first of all, are you claiming a narcissist?
I do not claim a narcissist at all. Jay has gotten to know me over the last few months.
Okay.
It's his own notion of what I am. I proclaim it as Persian American culture shock, toxicity, whatever you want to call it. But no, I don't think it's narcissism.
Okay.
We'll find out when you start answering these questions if it's narcissism or not. So, Mr. Faisal, thank you for coming to the show. Mm-hmm. I've been given a list of questions by male and females that are fans of the show and would like some answers from you, and would like to hear some experiences from you as well on why you function the way you function and why people in your cult act the way they do.
Not a cult.
So now place your right hand on the Quran or whatever it is you believe in and state that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I hit it direct.
All right, perfect. So first question that comes from anonymous person at whatever business company we both work for. Why do narcissists use backhanded apologies?
Backhanded apologies. So I would say it's more of a, so if you have trouble accepting an apology, giving a backhanded apology is kind of like, all right, I'll keep you in my life, but go fuck yourself. It's, I guess that's what you would want to call it. I mean, you're more than likely somewhere down the road, whatever the issue was that caused the argument or the division will probably come back up.
So it's going to come back up. Are you truly sincere in your apologies, or is it just like, I have to do this so I can keep hitting this pussy?
Personally, I almost never apologize.
Because what? Why do you almost never apologize? What could it be?
Because if I want to say something, I'm going to say it, and I meant it in the moment I said it. If I do apologize, it's either got to be some really good stuff that I'm hitting, or I genuinely think I'm wrong to some extent.
All right. So, ladies, you hear this? The last part, just ignore that. He genuinely thinks he's wrong. Most narcissists never genuinely think they're wrong. So,
Ever.
a good sign, if he is apologizing to you, that pussy fire. So, that's one thing that you can,
So you have to take it as a compliment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If he apologized, oh, you got that good, that wet. Oh, so, or that WAP, as Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion would say. So
forget that they forget that they got me.
Okay, see, there's a weak. Oh, we found a weak point. Wow, didn't think that would happen tonight. So we're gonna jump around with some questions, and then we're gonna get to some stories. So, Mr. Faisal, because I don't know how to pronounce your last name, so I'll just call you Mr. Faisal, or Mr. Narcissist. That's actually a better name for you, Mr. N. Somebody would like to know. What are the pros and cons of dating a narcissist?
Pros and cons of dating a narcissist.
Are there any pros at all?
Well, it depends what type of narcissist you have. Do you have a narcissist that's going to pull you up, or do you have a narcissist that's going to push you down?
Which one are you?
I'll pull you up until I decide to push you down.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Depends what side of the fence we're talking.
What does a push down look like?
The push down, you have to have fucked with me enough where I'm like, I'm gonna get you back.
Okay. Petty.
Wow. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you, suckers. How black people recognize something like that.
It's worse than the black people.
So let me guess. All right, give me a pro of dating a narcissist.
You got someone confident. You could go out with somebody who is, again, if you have a narcissist that's, say, for example, not a cheater, or you have somebody that's, about you, you basically just have somebody that's confident in whatever they're doing. To some extent, they got you, whether that be emotionally or financially or whatever you want to call it. And if somebody's a narcissist, more than likely, they probably know they're good at hitting it.
Why would a narcissist not be a cheater?
Why would a narcissist not be a cheater? Well, this is where I don't claim not being a narcissist. Mm-hmm. You have seen me in relationships where I haven't cheated. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, as a narcissist, I can't say you can't be a cheater. So I wouldn't be able to answer that specific one.
So before we have story time with Slime, I'm going to let Faisal. How long have we known each other? How many months have we known each other? What, like
since September?
Since September, how many months?
7-8 months.
Yeah, 7-8 months. Good. How many relationships have you been in during that time that I've known you? Answer honestly, narcissist.
Relationships? 3.
Or situations?
Situationships.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow. Right. Yeah, see, Shan, here it is. We're getting to the good stuff now. Wow. You see how tight his shirt is. He be pulling these things out here, man.
You just gotta give him one of these.
See, narcissism on the interview. Look at it. We're not even trying to get with you. You ain't even got to do all that. You know what I mean? So tell us real quick. Give us one of your most narcissistic stories within the 8 months that I've known you that these women should probably, take in and take heed to before considering dating a narcissist. And also, ladies, one that works out. So you have to worry about the out of shape and in shape narcissist. From my experience, the in shape ones are really bad. Really bad. Because they're confident, but they're so confident that they're going to do whatever the fuck they want most of the time.
Be more upset with the not in shape ones because you have audacity.
Yeah, but the not in shape ones can have the audacity, but they ain't going to go nowhere. This one here? Go on, tell us something. Let us hear a story. Reminisce on something as to, lead a warning to the dating world out there of women in the gym that may want to pursue somebody like you.
I mean, the last 3, I guess you could say situationships, relationships, just because they were so short. I would have to go with Jasmine. Jasmine was the was a bad one, and
What happened there? Where did we meet Jasmine? Let's start this story.
So Jasmine happened when Jay wanted to take me out for the night because I was sad about my last situationship ending.
Pretty sure one of these is a lie, but go ahead.
And he was like, you know what? Oh, I know. I had just gotten my hernia surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I had just got my hernia surgery. I was going back to work. Jay's like, yo, let's go to the strip club. So we went to the strip club. It was my first time in a strip club in probably a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And he, within, I don't know, 15 minutes of the $40 rule.
Tell them what the $40 rule is, just so they know.
You order a drink, and you get 40 singles, and that's your cusp for you raking one of these girls in for free for the rest of the night.
Now remember, Shan, we were at a strip club, and this is his rule.
Okay.
Now I'm in strip clubs paying mortgages. This nigga comes with $40 and a 15-minute drink rule before he got to be fucking on something.
Oh my goodness.
Side note. I used to be a bouncer at a strip club in my golden days.
Okay.
So $40, got my $40, ordered my drink, and I don't know. Within 10 minutes, the girls were going around grabbing their singles, and one of the girls came up, and she asked me where I was from. If you asked in Spanish, I'm not Spanish, but my Spanish is pretty good. So I responded in Spanish, but I told her I was Persian. And she was like, oh, in Spanish, she was like, oh, that's so exotic, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, all right, well, when you're done, come around. And she came around and spent the rest of the night with me. Jay was right at my left side. Didn't give this girl $1. She literally wouldn't take $1 from me. She's just like, no, I like, I'm in love with you. And at the end of the night, we went to the back just because I was like, dude, I feel so bad. Let me just give you $20 for like a lap dance. We went into the back. She did her thing. I left with her number, and after leaving with her number, I met her up like a day or two later, and we went out for dinner, and we dated. That's how it started.
So now this is factual. It happened that fast. Let's fast forward about, let's say, 2.5 weeks or so. Let's say karaoke night at a certain bar that we tend to, where I dominate as lead singer. He decides to bring her out, and this is where he became the notorious corner boy, because they seemed so in love, so very in love. Tell them about that night real quick. This is a quick little story.
I spent the night in the corner with 10-15 Jamesons, which is no lie. Jay's seen me throw back 10-15 Jamesons in like an hour or two. And I spent the night in the corner with her, making out and fucking around with her.
Like 2 college teenagers just making out the whole night.
Now, was that real, genuine, or was it just because you just felt like it?
No, I mean, I liked her.
Okay.
So heavy making out, looks like they're in love.
Okay.
He gets the new name Corner Boys, which there's another partner of ours that is part of their group as well.
All right.
So we're gonna fast forward, I don't know, maybe about another
2 weeks.
2 weeks, and see how this all unravels.
Okay,
so who's yours, Mr. Fazal?
Again, this is a Dominican that I met in a strip club, and she surprisingly didn't have papers. So she was going to go back to DR. Her visa was up. She was going to be in DR for a little while. We were going back and forth about that because she didn't technically have to go, but she made every excuse in the world. And during that time period, I found out like crazy shit about her. Like she told me stuff like she got kidnapped and stuff in DR with some narco shit. So we were going back and forth about this whole thing. And so one night we went out for pizza. After pizza, there's a Middle Eastern cafe that I've taken her to. She wanted to go pick up one of those shot glasses to give to one of her friends when she went back to DR. I told her to go grab it. I'll sit in the car. She went inside, came back 15 minutes later without the shot glass. I was like, where's what shot class? What were you doing for 15 minutes? And she's like laughing. She's talking about how these Middle Eastern guys were hitting on her and asking for her number. I'm like, so you spent 15 minutes there and didn't grab your shot glass? So it rubbed me the wrong way, and I was like, all right, let's go back inside. I'll grab your shot glass and just point out who it is, because with any culture, there's, especially with Middle Eastern culture, there's kind of an understanding you don't do that. So I'm assuming because she was Hispanic, they probably figured her partner was probably Hispanic or white or black, and it just it's different. But when it's someone of your own kind, you don't do that. So she was like, no, I'm embarrassed of making a scene, and I'm like, you're a stripper. What do you mean you're embarrassed of a scene?
Okay, I was about to say that, but I didn't want to be rude.
But and I was like, all right, well, if you're not going to go inside, I'm going to go back inside. So I went back inside. I knew the guy at the front desk. I was like, which one of you motherfuckers are talking to her? Blah blah blah. So they were all like a little taken back by it. They didn't say anything. They're like, oh, we're sorry brother, the whole thing Middle Eastern people do, and it'll never happen again. I walked out. The only thing I was pissed about was the fact that that comment gaslighted me. I'm like, you're embarrassed of me making a scene because a bunch of guys were hitting on me rather than coming out to grab me or just leaving. You're telling me I'm going to go back in there and make a scene now, yet you're a stripper for a living.
And the fact that she spent 15 minutes in there when she could
exactly
out.
Oh, now in this moment, I did say that he overreacted. I was like, that's a bit much for somebody hitting on your woman, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
But I feel like in that situation, for him, I would be more annoyed that she spent 15 minutes in there.
Correct.
Instead of coming back out.
Okay.
So, side note, Jay, the one thing I did forget was she quit her job, and I never asked her to.
Oh, yeah. After knowing him for only a couple of weeks, just quit the pole.
Yeah. I never once asked her to quit the pole. I actually dropped her off at the strip club a few times.
So, ladies, please understand this. Don't quit your job when dating a narcissist. You never know how long they're going to be around. Continue.
So I hopped back in the car, and I was pissed. And he's seen me when I get mad.
Yeah.
And not at women. It must be even worse.
Oh, man.
So me and her were going back and forth, and I'm like, we were supposed to spend the night together. I was like, listen, I'm going to drive you home, and I'm going to drop you. That's it. We're done. I don't want to deal with your shit anymore. So we were on the highway, and this chick, mind you, she had met my son.
This is when it gets toxic, ladies and gentlemen.
So she had met my son. I had met her daughter. She had lied to me about how old she was. I missed a few parts here. So
you were mentally stacking things that you didn't like.
Yeah. So she had lied to me about her age. She lied to me about her daughter's age. She had an adult daughter. And then she had met my son after that, or before that, should I say? And so that specific night, my son was in the car. So we went back and forth, and I was trying to keep it cordial enough where I wasn't yelling in front of my son. So we were on the highway, and I'm just like, listen, I'm going to drop you off at home, and it is what it is. I'm going to drop you off at home, and it is what it is. We're literally, I'm not saying a word to her. She's not saying a word to me. She's just like, for a good 15 minutes, she's just hyperventilating in the passenger seat, and I don't know why. I didn't say anything really that bad to her. Huh?
She's having a tantrum.
Yeah, like literally hyperventilating. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And so she starts in Spanish. She starts telling me to stop the car, and I'm like,
the highway.
Yeah, and I'm like, stop the car. Where? I'm like, first of all, this was like end of February, so it was still cold. And I'm like, it's like 0 degrees outside. I'm not stopping the car anywhere. I'm like, I'll drop you off at home. We're like 10 minutes away from your house, and that's it. As long as I can get you home. Mind you, she had a whole history of craziness. So I was like, if I drop her off, she's gonna end up jumping in the highway or something. So little did I know, this chick had no problem opening my door and trying to jump out of the car.
While the car was moving, I'm assuming, correct?
It was going 70 miles an hour in the left lane, and she opened the passenger door trying to fucking jump out of my car. And so I kind of like leaned over, grabbed the door, closed it because she couldn't even there was so much wind she couldn't close it. I closed it. I yelled at her like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And at this point, I'm yelling because my son's in the backseat. He just saw her try to jump out of the car, and she's being crazy. So I'm like, me yelling at this point should be the least of my worries. And I'm like, what? And she's like, she starts crying. She's like, stop yelling at me. I'm like, stop yelling at you. You just tried killing yourself in front of me and my kid. So for the next, I don't know, mile, she's just like, stop yelling at me. I'm like, don't try to kill yourself. Let me get you home, and then whatever you want to do, go for it. But not on my head. Right. I could give two shits if you want to do whatever you want to do when you get home. And so she's like yelling about stopping the car. We were on a busy highway, and I'm like, this chick's gonna try to do it again, and we have a good while left on the highway. So the first gas station that pops up, I pulled a right to it. So I stopped the car. I'm like, all right, the car's fucking stopped. What are you gonna do? Yeah. She gets out of the car and sits on the asphalt, like in the middle of the parking lot. And mind you, we weren't drinking. So
this is sober activity. This is crazy. This is sober activity.
Sober activity. So I kind of like look at her sitting on the floor, and I'm like, this is where I say I'm not a narcissist. I felt that.
He cares.
We're like 5 weeks in, and he cares one time. Stop, please. Don't give him any points for that.
So I got out of the car, and I'm like, at this point, I'm not yelling. And I'm like, yo, just get up and get back in the fucking car. I'm like, let me get you home. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to argue with you. But just let me get you home. She's still fucking going nuts, and she gets up. She gets up and walks into the mini mart. So again, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna leave if you don't fucking stop.
I would have left, especially because you have your son. I would have left.
I gave 3 chances. So I get back in the car. I kind of look at her in the mini mart, like, fuck, I can't. This chick doesn't even speak English. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave her here. So I park the car, like literally at the door. I tell my son, like, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna run in there, grab a drink or something, and I'll be right back. So I go into the mini mart. I'm like, hey, did you see some Spanish chick walking? And the Indian guy at the desk was like, yeah, she just walked around. She asked me where the bathroom was, and the bathroom's like out back, outside. So I'm like, okay. So I go out back outside. I get to the door, and all I hear on the other side of the door is her vomiting. And I'm like, what's wrong with her? This is where I say she had all kinds of other mental issues that I found out later on. And so I open the door. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's just fucking vomiting profusely. And I'm like, just get back in the car. There's no reason for you to be so crazy right now. Let me get you home, and that's it. And she's like, no. And I had her. We had gone to the mall earlier, so I had a whole bunch of shit in my hand that she had purchased from the mall. So I'm like, listen, this is like the 3rd time I'm asking you. If you don't stop your shit, I'm leaving. So she said no. I threw whatever she had, like souvenirs and shit she wanted to take back to DR. I kind of threw it, and they broke. They broke on the wall. On like the bathroom wall. Yeah. So, but there was like lipstick and stupid shit. So I walk out. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. Fuck you. So I get back in the car. I leave, and the first thing I did was I had one of her friend's numbers. I was like, yo, you need to go pick up your friend. She's fucking crazy. She tried to jump. I basically told her the whole story, and she's like, all right, I'll go grab her. And that was the last time I saw her.
Okay, so Dungeon, what in there was he supposed to do that he did wrong?
That's not the end of the story.
Oh.
There's a part 2 of this that goes on into another country. So,
so
you should just say, we're going to fast forward another, and just shorten this up as to the narcissism. See, this, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you miss. See, that just sounded like relationship problems.
Right.
But a narcissist has been upset. Because, he left it alone. But that didn't sit too well with Mr.
So there was a get back after this.
Oh, there's gonna be a get back. Let's hear about it.
No, so I like, after that happened, I felt bad. I was like, man, I fucking left her at a fucking gas station. Like, we hadn't spoken for like 2-3 days. And so I call her, I don't know, like 3 days later, she picks up, and she's in fucking DR. And I knew she was going to DR like the next day or two after we had argued. So I'm like talking to her, trying to be fucking like nice to her and shit like that, and she just completely bitched me out. And I'm like, you tried killing yourself in front of me and my kid. What did you want me to do? Not yell at you? And like completely bitched me out for basically, as far as I know, for nothing. I didn't do anything really.
What did she say you were? When she was like,
she said that I was obsessed with her, which Jay knows. I don't get obsessed like that with women.
It was this was not obsessed worthy.
So is that like a trigger word for you when women tell you that or assume that you are?
That was actually the first time I've been said that to me. That's the first time, and I'm like, and it kind of struck me weird because I'm like, where is that coming from?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you quit your job for me. I'm like,
I mean, that's a point.
He didn't quit his job for her.
Right.
He's still working.
Yeah. So like we got into an argument after that, hung up, and there was stuff within the relationship that, again, like the whole narco shit that I kind of skimmed over, where I was like, all right, you kind of played bullshit, and I was more pissed because everything went down in front of my kid.
Yeah.
And Jay knows that I'm very, I safeguard my kid a lot. And so I was like, I'm gonna fucking get you. And I told her this. I was like, the same way you tried to fuck me over here, I'm like, don't think that I don't have any reach in DR. I'll get you in DR.
Okay.
So I got her. Everything that she had told me about her whole narcos, like basically the lies that she had developed with that whole thing. She had a whole lawsuit and all this good shit. I got a hold of her local news channel, and I gave it to him.
In another country, we're not right. This is the investigation. This is, ladies and gentlemen, Narcissist level 10. Let's go. Go on, tell her what happened. Break it down real quick.
She was lying about a lawsuit that she was that basically what dawned on me was she was basically being a stripper and everything, trying to the whole time the 4 weeks that we were together. And again, Jay knows, I would come back to Jay and be like, yo, this chick keeps asking me to fucking marry her I'm like, dude, you just
that would have been a red flag right there.
Yeah, exactly. She's trying to get papers for
yeah.
Like, I get it.
Yeah. So she had asked me to marry her at least 12.5 times, and I like this was like the first time I told Jay about this was like 3 days after I met her, and I'm like, I straight up told her, I'm like, I'm not going to marry you to give you papers. She's like, no, it's not for paper. It's like I'm in love with you. I'm like, you're full of shit.
Right.
After 3 days, no.
And so I'm like, this chick was just fucking around with me, and like the fact that I didn't want her to meet my kid, but she swore up and down that whatever she was playing was real. I'm like, she basically just played the whole thing and ended up getting burned on her end. So I'm like, the exact way that she kind of fucked me over on this side, where now I have to explain to my kid why someone tried to jump out of my fucking car. And I'm like, I'm gonna get you. So I everything that she had lied about with the lawsuit with the narcos stuff and things like that, she had inadvertently given me evidence about. And so I was pre-law. I dropped out of law school because I had a kid. So I got a hold of the local news channel, and I got a hold of the opposing attorney's office. And my Spanish is good enough where I relayed the message across.
And what happened?
As far as I know, she lost.
So, what information did you reveal to them about how she was living over here?
Oh, that she was
supposed to be in hiding.
That she was a stripper. She was her visa did not give her permission to work. That her and her daughter were living under separate names, seeking government assistance on both ends.
Mm.
And like, you know, what basically that the same thing that she basically did with me was the same thing that she had done to her quote unquote narcos guy, who was dead at that point, and she was trying to extort money from his family, and that's why she was really back in DR.
Ladies and gentlemen, a narcissist will find you in another country and report you to the local news station. This is what y'all want? This is what y'all want to deal with? Go ahead.
She kind of made her bed. She didn't have to do all that.
Listen, I can tell you right now, had I been in the same situation, I would not have gone this far. I would have stopped after getting rid of her and she went to DR.
Yeah, but this is
I would have been like,
this is where I come back to. You know, it's the Persian American culture shock thing. It's you know, as a guy, you just don't you don't sit down. You don't get benched. Remember, you don't get benched. Jay knows what that means.
I've been trying to get him to sit down, but he won't.
You don't get benched
because he's some type of name that starts with an N. So, thank you for joining Story Time with Slime. Now, I'm just going to ask, one or two more questions before Shan jumps on, since we don't have any more stories. But that was a great example as to something that a woman may deal with when dating a level 10, I would say, narcissist. Yeah, the only other level 10 narcissist I know is the man who's going to keep your ex from coming back into this country. I'm pretty sure he's a level 10 as well. So, last thing I want to ask real quick is what is a weakness of a narcissist?
A weakness.
A weakness of a narcissist.
A weakness of a narcissist, like that'll just no. Let's skip that. I got a better one because this is the one a lot of people wanted me to ask. A lot of people feel that narcissists are super insecure. To that, you say what?
I mean, I don't claim narcissist.
We all just heard the story. It's over.
You said let's close
it's over. That's over.
But no, I wouldn't say I'm insecure at all.
So there's no part of what you do or how you react that you would base an insecurity. Now, even if it's not you, would you say that other narcissists may be based in insecurity? Or you think that all of y'all are just the way y'all function, it's never insecurity, it's just like the ego and I gotta end up on top?
I mean, I wouldn't say I mean, it depends. You're just talking about the dating life in the dating world?
Yeah, for dating specifically.
I guess. I mean, I've been in relationships where I'm like, you know what? I definitely fuck that one up.
Mm-hmm. But do you admit it in it?
I do admit it.
Okay.
To them or to yourself when it's over and done and they're not around anymore?
Right.
No, I've admitted it.
Okay.
I have a handful of times. I have.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all in all, I wouldn't say I'm insecure. Other narcissists in general. I don't think narcissists in general, they're introverted, aren't they?
They're introverted, but they extrovert when they choose to. So like there's like all the vulnerable areas of them, they kind of like hide that or put that to the back.
No, I mean, because like I would say my vulnerability is like my kid, and I'm pretty vocal about it.
Okay.
I feel like, but no, I don't feel like any woman's gonna attack the child as far as like to
you'd be surprised.
To provoke you.
Women do some crazy shit.
But like even in that situation, I feel like she knew he would do the best to minimize the situation because
the son was there. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like a manipulating way of using a kid, but not directly.
Damn.
So
okay. Well,
yeah, it's like so like for example, my baby mama, I fucking can't stand my baby mama, and I have custody of my son.
Yeah,
and I went to court the whole 9 yards, and that's something that I take fucking pride in. Mm-hmm. I ended up winning. And one of the things that she had said to me was, whatever you do, I know you'll never do anything to me because of him, because he's in between us.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of women do that.
That's fun. All right. Well, I want to give Shan, the floor so she can give the female perspective of, what's going on here. And also, Shan, be aware he's a misogynist because he's Persian. That's right. And I want all of us to go on recording because this is what life is. And people need to hear these things.
This guy is just mad because we don't order soul food during lunch.
Yeah. And you asking why I don't order soul food. God damn it. We should be ordering soul food. Oh, you people don't know how to do custom service. We're not even getting to that right now.
Just because the unemployment check's done on Wednesday and all the soul food restaurants open up on Wednesday.
You see that shit? So they're all open on Wednesdays?
They're open Wednesday to Friday, closed down because the unemployment check comes in, and then Wednesday reopens.
Listen, I should let you know she lives in Atlanta, so just watch what you're saying.
All right. So my question for you under this narcissist umbrella is: do you have any current issues with boundaries that women set up, having accountability for things that you do, or emotionally detaching from women that you choose to deal with?
Okay, I'm gonna need an elaboration. So, me emotionally detaching?
Yes,
I'm very emotionally in tune. I would say I'm pretty emotionally in tune.
But do you get to a point like you see in that situation with her, where she gave you all of these lies and these things that were not adding up? Are you mentally choosing when you're going to emotionally detach from her without saying it? Or do you say, like, I'm good with this, I'm done with it?
I'm more the type of person where I'll try to hit the conversation from different directions a few times, like maybe 2-3 times. And if I see 2-3 times we're kind of just going in circles, I'll fall out.
Okay. And fall out is like, I'm emotionally not connected with this anymore. I'm good if this ends today.
I'll go missing on the person.
Okay, ghosting. All right.
No,
okay.
I wouldn't consider that ghosting though, because I'm sure they had some sort of notion that I was annoyed with them. So they at that point where if we've had that conversation for 2 or 3 times and it's become a pretty in-depth conversation, they probably know I'm not happy with them at that point. Right,
but some people think they have time for you to be upset and you're going to circle back.
No, see, I'm also very direct, so I'm very straight up about if I don't like something,
right,
or if something bothers me to an extent where I'm like, this bothers me enough where I don't want to be with you.
Okay.
I will definitely agree that boundaries don't make you a narcissist, because if you hold them shits like I do, that's how it is. It's like, I told you I don't fuck with this.
Yeah.
You should stay.
Now, my boundary question was not necessarily for him. It's like, if a woman gives him boundaries, does he play around it?
Okay.
Well, so give me a woman gives me boundaries, like I can't do certain things.
Like, if you do this thing, I don't deal with people who do this thing in relationships. If you do it to me, I'm not dealing with you. Do you trickle around doing that or playing like you will do that to see if their word is their word, or do you just make sure you don't cross that line?
I haven't really gotten a boundary, so to speak, where I'm like, that I'm like, I have to trickle around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you kind of get the same spiel from women where, they don't want somebody that cheats or, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Some women, Dominicans, specifically, which I've spent a lot of time on that island.
Okay.
It's like for example, the girl I'm dating now, she's Dominican.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like I tried just playing with her just to see what she would say. And the other day, because me and Jay go to karaoke, and I was like, I'm gonna go to karaoke with Jay. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, you're not going to a bar alone.
But you're not alone. You with somebody.
She's like solo, like single person.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not going to a bar alone. And I'm like, why? She's like, because you're gonna talk to people. I'm like, why would I talk to people? I'm just going there to fucking have a drink.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, because you enjoy talking to people, or like just randomly starting conversation with people.
Okay.
So I mean, would I trickle around that? Probably. Yeah.
And you still go?
Yeah, I mean, if I know, like, I went to karaoke with him last week.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was fucking terrible. And
it's only because there wasn't a lot of stuff in the building for him to attack.
No, it was the fucking stop at Wawa that did it. And
stop
at
I totally forgot about
it. So I went. I didn't do anything wrong. I literally went, had 2 drinks, and left.
Did she act different when you got back?
She doesn't know.
Oh. So let's say if she found out, would you own it? Yeah, I went.
Yeah, I would own it. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong.
Ain't shit happened that night. It wouldn't even be worth arguing over. Like, he was his own worst enemy that night, if anything.
Okay. My other question is, do you love bomb women? The situations, not the relationship. Do you love bomb them? Do you know, like, oh, I'm just going to play with this one. I'm not really trying to keep it.
Surprisingly, I get love bombed first.
How is that?
Puerto Rico, Dominican, and white girl. There was white girl. Those are the last 3 real situationships.
Nah, tell them about the blackies that love bomb you too. Because I done seen one love bombing you so hard she didn't even care that you friend zoned her.
Oh, Antigua.
Yeah,
Antigua was we were back and forth for a while. She wanted to be with me. Oh, look at that! One of my girls just texted me.
One of my girls.
It's the bouncer. Okay, Abuela.
This is not time to promote your narcissism. Get back to the interview, my man.
So, Antigua, me and her went back and forth for a little while. Yeah. I was kind of doing my thing. She started love bombing, like, I want to be with you, all this stuff, and I wasn't down for it. We stopped talking for a little while. Oh no, she went to Atlanta for a job for 6 weeks for training. During that 6 weeks, I was like, yo, you keep saying you want to be with me, but like, you make every excuse in the world to not hang out, other than when if I tell you to come over and fuck. And she's like, no, like, I love you, but like, this whole job thing's got me going fucking to Atlanta every week. I'm like, yeah, but you go to Atlanta and then you'll go out with your girls, and then afterward be like, yo, let me come blow you. So I cut her off while she was in Atlanta.
Yeah, Chad, what goes on in Atlanta?
A lot goes on here. That's why it's inside. A lot goes on here.
So I cut her off while she was in Atlanta. And during that, I think I cut her off, and 3 days later, I met Michelle.
Michelle
is Puerto Rico.
So would you say you have a type?
No, not at all.
He doesn't know when to sit his ass down, Chan. That's what he doesn't know. Is the hip, the hop, the hippie, the hip hoppy. You don't stop. That's how he do his relationships. It just is that kind of hoppy. And I always I'm like, yo, you need to relax. Just chill out. No, I'm gonna go, because he has such easy access thanks to applications and the internet, and women making bad decisions.
Another trait I feel like narcissists have is they circle back. Do you circle back?
The girls? No, never.
See, I just feel like he just, I don't know, like trying things with different women.
Yeah, there's no need to circle back when you have the options they're giving him. So I get why it's like, I don't need to circle back. I'll just go take this new chick out. And
then my question while you were telling that story earlier is, if you see traits of a woman doing crazy shit or shit that you're just like, That's not regular. Why are you staying in the midst of that?
Because so one of the first questions when I met the stripper was, "Do you look at me as a stripper?" She asked me.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Listen, I'm trying to humanize you, rather than looking at you like a stripper, because like strip clubs generally aren't my thing.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to humanize you, and that's pretty much it. So I think that's a bad trait about me. Where even when people are like, so one of my Antigua we ended up becoming friends for some point, and she calls me Captain Save-A-Ho.
And you didn't take
our
that
black
as a red
faces
flag?
in the same direction. Our black faces did the exact same thing at the same time.
You didn't take that as a red flag?
Take what? Captain Save-A-Ho?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like, I get the red flags, and I'm kind of like, you know what? Let me try to see the good in this person.
Oh.
That's why.
I feel like Dungeon, because we talk about this. We talk about women seeing potential. I think that's seeing potential.
Yeah, so Faisal, you're looking for potential in women. I never knew. I never knew. That's not something you should be doing. And you know, I don't believe in it.
I told you I had feels. I had feels for Dominican. I had feels for Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference, with what I guess men go to the women for, these women weren't bums.
Right.
You know what I mean? They weren't homeless. They all had a place to stay. Especially Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico
definitely was doing well. But it's a lot of times it's the opposite when the women are potentialing the man, where he's just pathetic. Right. And then the other man be like, yo, you're not even a real man the way you living. And the one be like, but I'll build him into one. I'm going to change him into the man I want him to be. And then he does it for the woman that came 2 times later, because that's when he was ready to do it. So, as far as her calling him Captain Save-A-Ho, I mean, it's a good name for Jasmine because of where she worked. Right. But if you're Captain Save-A-Ho, you're more of a Drake.
There's something about him that's making women feel like, all right, I found the person that's going to take care of me and I don't have to do this anymore.
Tell them what it is, Fazal. What is it about you that women think that?
Like what?
You're not offering them no money.
What are you saying in these discussions?
I'm just a very comfortable guy to talk to.
Now you signed the agreement that said you would be 100% honest on this interview. What is it that these chicks be so obsessed with doing whatever for you? What is it?
How many times have I showed you a text where I'm like, this girl, I met her yesterday. She's like, oh my God, I feel so comfortable talking to you and whatever.
Yeah, but what do you think it is?
I don't know, man. My Tinder profile says 6-foot Persian dad.
There you go. So, Shan, I guess all women are just looking for a 6-foot Persian dad.
No, because when I see certain men, automatically in my mind, I'm just like, I know that man comes with a different set of problems that I'm not trying to take on. Some women look at certain men like, I'm trying to conquer this or trying to mold this person into being who I want him to be. But
I have a very unmoldable personality.
But they don't know that. They think they can.
I want to go with the conquering. I think because he's in the gym and he's not from not something you find every day just out on the streets. Because I keep saying, I'm like, it can't be that women have never dated a man who's in shape. So I'm like, it must be that maybe because you're Persian and in shape. So like they say, you don't look like you're from around here. So it's a good opening line. And then once he starts talking, they're like, oh, okay. Well, now I'm going to try and fuck. Because I found out, like, that is something y'all be doing. Because kind of like men, where it's like, yo, let me see if I can get her number. Y'all are so far advanced past us that y'all be like, I'm going to get that dick.
Some women, yes, that's the goal. Like, as soon as they meet men, that's the goal. Yeah.
Because y'all know that you could get it that fast. With us, we had to start with a phone number and work.
I don't see any real challenge in seeing a man that I'm just like, if he wanted to talk to any woman in here, he could. Why is that my goal for him to see if I can do this?
Because of what you just said. He could talk to any woman in here, but I got him. Y'all see stuff differently from the way we do.
It's temporary.
We'll see that and be like, she probably hoeing. She's taking all these dicks. I ain't fucking with her. You know what I mean? Y'all be like, oh, he get all the pussy here. I want him. You see? Y'all be
well. Like look at the last week when we went to the strip club.
Yeah. Before him trying to let the little Asian boy stab me up, he was in the back answering questions about where he was from to strippers.
I told you what he was trying to make.
Don't say that on my podcast.
Maybe it's a curiosity thing that they have, but I don't know. I don't get narcissists from him. I'm cool if you're cool, but if you're petty, I can match you.
Shan, did you hear the story about Jasmine in Dominican Republic? Where were you when it happened? Were you not here?
I was here, but to me, that's a level of petty.
That's a level of narcissism. Listen, you know me. I'm petty. I just told you I wouldn't have even done all that. And I'm petty. Like, this man did detective work. I'm not doing petty. I have a hatred for you. Like, if I have a hatred for you, I'm not investing the energy to do an investigation.
He's petty with a bit of wisdom.
Hold on. Let's look at compare the two level 10s. There's a man who runs this country who says, if I get back in, I'm going after everybody who went after me. What is he doing currently? Going after everybody who went, Latasha, whatever name, James, in New York. He told her, like, yo, your days is limited. Because that's somebody going back after he became president. He's like, so I could fire her as the fucking attorney general. Mm. He was like, yo, I'm going to keep doing what I got to do to find information on you in another country to ruin what you got going. He easily just went and found another bitch to fuck.
I feel like narcissists manipulate. He was very direct with what he said he was going to do.
This is overtime narcissism, Shan. This is overtime narcissism where you be like, I want to continue the narcissist. And you do it by doing things like he did with Dominican. Because now the mission is accomplished. I exposed her for who she really was. It fucked up her trial. Now I can go on about my life.
No, I'm not circling back now. I
ain't circling back because he ain't trying to get back with her.
No, and that's why I say I don't see that's a trait narcissists have. They play with people. They circle back, put one toe in, feet out.
He couldn't circle back because she's in another country. If she was here, maybe he would have.
All I did was give people the truth for the greater good.
He said he's giving out lessons.
Listen, man. That's why he was invited on the show.
Okay, this is my last question to see if you qualify as a narcissist.
He's overqualified.
Wait. Do you think your opinions are facts?
No, I don't think opinions are facts. I think depending on how my opinions are positioned in my life, they'll be factual to me. Where, okay, this is, it's a sense of decisiveness. This is what I'm going to do because this is how I feel about it.
I don't think this is narcissism. I think this is just him.
Shan, one major factor of a narcissist is? You just said it. Manipulation.
I don't feel like
and this nigga manipulated you on our own pod. Come on, man. You got manipulated. I'm telling you, I know what this nigga is.
Jan, don't I know you from somewhere?
He just says he's not, but he is.
You know why? Because me thinking, I'm in telling the story. This is me thinking, okay, if I was a man, what would I do in that position?
Yeah,
I don't believe in I'm gonna allow karma to get you. I believe in helping karma do its job.
I'm gonna do it. Yes.
So I'm kind of like, I'm a very results person. You did something, I'm going to show you the results of what you did. And I think that's very results of what she did.
So that
See?
has nothing to do with narcissism, is what
I don't think so. Because
You see, Jay, don't I know Chan from somewhere?
Huh?
I said, don't I know Chan from somewhere? The
No,
pickup
see,
line?
don't fall for it, Chan. All right, you do that. That's what he always says. I don't know you from somewhere. You see, and next thing you know, you're pregnant. So you're too far away, so you're good. Don't worry.
I think narcissists are really about them, and they make things about them, and they will never admit a wrong or own it, and nothing that they do is really justified. It's all because they want to. I don't get what he's doing because he wants to. I think it's very on the table.
He did a story that worked for him on this show. I know other instances.
Go ahead, lay them out.
No, we don't have no time for that. We'll probably have to do a part 2 of this, so I can prove, because now the jury is 50-50 thanks to Shan.
Yeah. Listen, I have no problem debating.
Well, here's the best part. We're gonna have to do a part 2 of this, because by then I will have a full-fledged narcissistic story for everybody that I will tell and not let him do, because he gonna tell it in a non-narcissist way. Gotcha. But understand, I will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that he is a level 10 narcissist within by the time we do part 2 of it. Let's give it like a few months. Because I'm gonna give him a few relationships from here. So we'll give it like 3-4 months before we do part 2. Okay. By then I'm gonna have enough material to convict him of first degree narcissistry.
Oh wait. Well, like even the Dominican I'm dating now, she has papers. She's been in the U.S. for like 20 years. She's already talking about getting married. I don't know why.
I think that's just their culture, where they feel like this is just what you do in relationships.
I think that's just the Dominican way.
Even island women is just like, okay, let's do it.
I don't know. Antigua never talked about marriage.
That's because you friend zoned her. And she knew she wasn't trying to marry.
When Antigua texted me, and she 17 times, and then I finally responded and said, "Listen, sorry, I'm dating somebody." She was like, "I wish you didn't text me."
And they continue to talk to this nigga. Shan, get your islanders, Shan. Get your islanders, man. Y'all wild.
Well, I appreciate you coming